It is Week 12 of the National Football League. Your Kansas City Chiefs looking to rebound after they lost to the Buffalo Bills a week ago. A get-right game this week as they travel to Carolina to take on the Carolina Panthers. Tyler Jones here with you. Thanks for joining us. Coming up on today's show, we'll go over our keys to victory, break down the injury report, and I'll give you my prediction as well at the end of the program. The Chiefs, 11-point favorites. The over-under set at 42.5. The Chiefs with a 9-1 record, trying to win home field advantage in the AFC. The Panthers at 3-7. New head coach Dave Canales trying to ride the ship and build some momentum as they enter the second half of 2024. If you're ready for Chiefs game day, you already know what to do. Spam C in the comments section. I need to see at least 300 C's in those comments. If you're excited about this game, I want you to get in that comment section, get rowdy, as if you're in your seats at Arrowhead Stadium. Spam those C's, and we'll get started with today's show. Let's begin with the injury report for Kansas City. You already know Harrison Butker is out. He's on injured reserve with a knee injury. Isiah Pacheco expected to return this week, but ultimately it comes down to how he looks in practice. At the time of this recording on Tuesday, he still remains questionable for his return. Same with Charles Omenihu. They'd like to have him back off that ACL injury and make his season debut, but that remains to be seen as he's questionable. Meanwhile, the Carolina Panthers, they are pretty banged up themselves, a lot more so than Kansas City is. Miles Sanders at the running back position is doubtful with a foot injury. Veteran wideout Adam Thielen is questionable with a hamstring injury. Tight end Tommy Tremble with a back injury is questionable. They also have an offensive tackle with an ankle injury that's questionable for Carolina as well. Jamie Robinson at the safety position with a knee injury is questionable. Jonathan Brooks at the running back spot with an ACL injury, he is questionable. So you can see Carolina is pretty shorthanded there at the running back spot. And then there's DJ Johnson with a concussion. He is questionable as well for Carolina. What's it going to take for Kansas City to beat KC? Let's start with the quarterback position for the Carolina Panthers. They are going back to Bryce Young as he's played the last 3 games after the car accident that happened to Andy Dalton. And Bryce Young taking his old job back. And what we've seen from Bryce Young early on in his career, these first 2 seasons, is he's been very mistake-prone. He has been a turnover machine, and he struggled with dealing with pressure throughout his time in the National Football League. His completion percentage so far this year, 60.1%, 820 total yards, 4 touchdowns, 6 picks. QBR not so hot either with a 32.6 quarterback rating. But he has played better, not necessarily played great the last 3 games, as his completion percentage has gone up to close to 63%, 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. I think that it's going to be very crucial for Kansas City to do what they can to slow down Bryce Young, to force him into those mistakes. And if they can do so, they're going to be in great shape. And the Chiefs have not done a good job of creating turnovers. And if you're looking for an opportunity to create turnovers, this is a great chance facing a quarterback like Bryce Young. Who do you got? You going with Kansas City? You're going with Carolina? Type KC for Kansas City. Type CAR for Carolina. Weigh in the comments section and let us know. Today's show is sponsored by Prize Picks. Prize Picks is the place to go for daily fantasy made easy. Here's how it works. You choose 2 more players on any given category. Get the choice of more or less, whether you're talking fantasy points in football, rebounds in basketball, goals in hockey, all sorts of different categories to choose from. Go to prizepicks.com/SaleAtUs, promo code SaleAtUs, and they got a great deal they are offering you folks. They will give you $50 to spend for free when you play $5. You don't even have to win to get the money on Prize Picks. This week on Prize Picks, I got a good one here for you, folks. I think this is a winner. I got Patrick Mahomes to have more than 236.5 passing yards. I got Xavier Legette to have less than 39.5 receiving yards for Carolina. If I put $20 down and that hits, that turns into $60 on Prize Picks. Play along with me, prizepicks.com/SaleAtUs, promo code SaleAtUs. The link is in the comments and the description of today's video. Prize Picks, proud partner of the Kansas City Chiefs Report. Glad to have them on board here on today's show. Up next, let's talk about two guys that didn't really do much for the Chiefs in the loss to the Buffalo Bills. That would be Travis Kelce and DeAndre Hopkins. And we already know when it comes to Travis Kelce, when he's on, and he's a huge difference maker for this Chiefs offense. And when he's been good this year, he's been right up there with the best tight ends in the National Football League, as he's had 500 total yards, 500 plus actually, 2 touchdowns, 8.2 yards of reception, 62 total catches. But when he hasn't played well, he's kind of faded. They need Travis Kelce to have a big game. And when we talk about fading, he didn't do much against Buffalo, just 2 total catches for 8 yards. This is a good time for Kelce to get back on track and have a big day against this Carolina Panthers team to rebound from what he did a week ago. Meanwhile, with DeAndre Hopkins in his 4 games with the Chiefs has been great. 200 yards, 2 touchdowns. That game against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a couple weeks ago, he was fantastic. But then, what happened against the Buffalo Bills? Well, he was kind of MIA himself. 3 catches for 29 total yards is all he had. I want to see Kelce and D-Hop get back to what we know they're capable of, and for those guys to show up and show out. When they're playing well, this Chiefs offense is just unstoppable. Need to get back to those ways and kind of reset the offense with those two. Let's go to the defense now. And one of the few bright spots for Kansas City last week was what we saw out of Chamari Connor there in the defensive backfield. He had a very good game, arguably the best game of his season so far. And what I'm hoping for is that Connor builds off of that he takes another step the right direction after that performance that he had against the Buffalo Bills. My hope is that it wasn't a one-hit wonder, that there's more of this to come for Chamari Connor. So far this season, he's accounted for 48 tackles, 1 sack, 4 pass breakups, 2 interceptions, and 1 fumble recovery. And you go back to what he did last week against Buffalo, 8 tackles, 1 interception, 1 pass defended. And you look at this Chiefs secondary, it's no secret that there's some question marks, there's some concerns that have been raised since the departure of L'Jarius Sneed. And I'm looking at Chamari Connor. If he continues to play at a high level, and if Trent McDuffie is also doing so at that all-pro level that we know he's capable of, then we won't be talking about L'Jarius Sneed. Here we are, we're week 12, and we're still talking about what's this team going to do to replace L'Jarius Sneed. Connor can help the cause if he builds upon what he did last week against Buffalo. Who will be the Chiefs MVP against the Carolina Panthers? Get in the comments section and give me a name that comes to mind that you think is going to have a big day for the Kansas City Chiefs. Let us know in the comments section. Let's get some new subscribers here on the show, folks. Our most subs this much is about 115. We want to get about 150 today. We're going to be live for the Chiefs and Panthers game this weekend. We're going to continue to bring you our daily news and rumors. We also have our live shows during the week. It's all right here on the Chiefs Report. If you're a diehard Chiefs fan, this is the channel for you. Sub it up. Sub for Chiefs Dubs. The link is in the comments and description of today's video. Lock us in for daily Chiefs coverage. Up next, let's go back to Carolina and stopping the run game for the Carolina Panthers. It's going to be so huge for Kansas City, as this Carolina Panthers team, they don't want to have to put this game in Bryce Young's hands. If Carolina's going to have a chance, they're going to have to run the football well. The good news is for the Chiefs, they've done a pretty decent job this year when it comes to their run defense. The Chiefs' defense is only allowing totally less than 300 yards a game, 297.5 to be exact. It's 5th best in the NFL. But what they've done with the run defense, they're allowing just about 85.3 yards per game. That's 3rd best in the NFL. And a big reason why is what they've seen out of Nick Bolton. Nick Bolton's did a fantastic job when it comes to run defense. And at his position, you need run stoppers. And Nick Bolton's done just that. He needs to continue to do his part when it comes to stopping the run this week against Carolina. Chuba Hubbard, the former Oklahoma State tailback, has been the bell cow for Carolina. And you could argue he's having the best season of his career. He's been very good. with over 5 yards to carry, 6 touchdowns, 818 yards. If you're Kansas City, I'm doing what I can to try to take away Chuba Hubbard and don't let the Carolina Panthers run game beat you in that way. I'll put the game in Bryce Young's hands and see what he does before I let Chuba Hubbard try to beat me. Last on this list, let's talk Kareem Hunt now. Getting creative with Kareem Hunt. At the time of this recording, on Tuesday, it seems optimistic that Isiah Pacheco is going to make his return. With that said, though, that doesn't mean that Kareem Hunt should just fade to black and go into the distance here. If anything, they need Kareem Hunt now more than ever to be that complimentary back to Isiah Pacheco. We've seen Kareem Hunt do a really good job when it comes to short yardage and being that power back. We've also seen him be effective when it comes to the receiving game. I just hope and pray that the Chiefs don't forget that Kareem Hunt is still there and that they can use him and make life easier on Isiah Pacheco by having a second option there. Complementary football. Get the most out of both of them. Don't let Kareem Hunt go anywhere. He's been fantastic so far in 2024. And we talk about being able to do multiple things. Use Kareem Hunt in the receiving game, too. He's had 3 games this season with 100-plus scrimmage yards. That includes receiving yards in that fold. So whether it's as a receiving back, whether it's in short yardage, just because Pacheco is likely to make his return doesn't mean you should forget about Kareem Hunt either. I think that would be a big key for Kansas City. Do you believe in Kareem Hunt? If you do, type B for believe. If not, type D for don't. I don't know why you want to believe in Kareem Hunt at this point. He's looked great to me. Weigh in, let us know. To recap, our keys to a Chiefs victory. Got to force Bryce Young into mistakes. Feed Travis Kelce and DeAndre Hopkins. Keep it up, Jamari Connor. I want to see more from him. Build upon what he did against Buffalo. Stop the run. Nick Bolton and company do their part to slow down that Carolina run game and get creative with Kareem Hunt as far as that goes. If the Chiefs do these things, there's no reason why the Chiefs shouldn't dominate this game. I like the Chiefs this week. I'll go with Kansas City, 30-13, a resounding win, their 10th of 2024 here as they roll along through the run to the playoffs. If you're ready for a Chiefs win, spam W in the comments section. I want to see all those W's in that comment section if you're ready for victory this weekend. I'm Tyler Jones. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next time here in the Chiefs.